Now at 10, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
We did locate a firearm on scene. That firearm belonged to the suspect.
Talk to your children. That's what you got to do. Please talk to your children.
We continue to follow the news out of Hartford, where a man is dead tonight after being shot by police. Thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 10. I'm Brent Harden.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez.
Now, police say they shot the man after he pulled a gun. And this all happened this afternoon on Homestead Avenue in the city's north end.
And police closed the road between Sigourney Street and Garden Street. And at last check, it's still shut down. Fox 61's Angelo Bavaro is at the scene with the very latest for us.
Hartford police cannot share many details with us as the state's inspector general's office is now leading this investigation, which is what happens with these officer-involved shootings.
A residential area at the corner of Homestead Avenue and Irving Street in Hartford quickly turned into a busy police scene Thursday afternoon.
We heard multiple gunshots.
Hartford police say officers were on scene for a firearms investigation around 2:30 in the afternoon.
The officers located the subject of that investigation, made contact with him. Upon making contact, the suspect immediately produced a firearm.
That's when police say 3 officers opened fire, hitting the man who died at the hospital.
We did locate a firearm on scene. That firearm belonged to the suspect, had an extended magazine in it, capable of holding many rounds.
It's dangerous out here, man. Dangerous.
I'm hurt.
Adrienne LeRae knows the impact of guns on the streets. Her daughter was killed in a shooting 8 years ago.
So I'm currently raising her daughter and her son.
And she, like others here, wants the violence to stop.
Please talk to your children. Ask them to come to church. This is what God has put us out here for. Go to church instead of running around in these streets with these guns.
The IG's office should be putting out its initial findings about what exactly happened here within 96 hours per state policy. Reporting in Hartford, I'm Angelo Bavaro, Fox 61.
Angelo, thank you. The Hartford community wants their voices heard tonight. People say it's time their voices count when it comes to the hiring of a new police chief.
Fox 61's Kate Pattyfoot spoke with members of the community at a meeting held in the north end of the city.
It was a packed house Thursday night in Hartford at a community discussion to talk about the next chief of police. It was so packed that the crowd had to be split into 2 different rooms. People we spoke with talked about the qualities they want to see in the next chief of police, including a Hartford native and someone who can build good relationships with everyone.
Talking with the new communities, getting to know them better instead of just being on patrol and just being all suited up and it's not talking to their peers and the people in their community.
These are all the things Chase Champier, a 7th grade student, wants the future Hartford chief of police to do when he or she is hired. And he's not the only one who feels this way.
We are looking for engagement from residents in the city of Hartford around the next police chief.
Just last month, Tyrell McCoy was appointed to be the new police chief, but quickly rescinded the offer after allegations of sexual harassment came out. Now a federal lawsuit has been filed in Philadelphia against McCoy, alleging sexual harassment and retaliation. With allegations such as these, Virginia Lewis feels it's important to take the community's input in this hiring process seriously.
We obviously made a big mistake or made the wrong choice, and we need to be involved. This chief needs to know that the community cares.
Lewis has lived in Hartford for over 70 years, and she, along with others, want to see the new police chief involved more.
We need to see his face, whoever that is. I would like him to be from our community so we don't have to build all that trust up. That would make it even safer for us. We can get where we want to get quicker.
We have as much crime as any major city around the country. And so whoever comes here has to have a big approach on how they look at community policing and look at how we police our community.
Others say there needs to be a better commitment to safety for young people.
I'd love to see the next police chief take action within schools because, as we know, gang violence, drug violence, all types of violence is on the rise.
Former Hartford Lieutenant Paul West said he applied for the position before he was terminated last October.
I'm a 23-year veteran of the Hartford Police Department. I'm also a Hartford native, and I just really believe that when you come from the community, it's just a much easier way of policing when you understand the community because you more closely identify with the police department in the community.
Organizers say they held this meeting so that they could present their notes to the mayor when he decides who the next chief of police is. Folks say they want a well-vetted candidate and someone who can serve the city properly. In Hartford, Kate Pattyfoot, Fox 61.
All right, now to a weather impact alert. We're expecting those gusting winds to keep on whipping throughout the night.
Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank is here to track everything for us. So, Rachel, what's the latest?
Yeah, we've got gusts already up around 45 miles an hour, and we could see higher gusts, 40 to 50 miles an hour, anywhere from now all the way through 7 o'clock tomorrow night. So we have issued a weather impact alert just to give people a heads up to make sure all your devices are charged just in case the power goes out, and secure any loose items outside. I'm not expecting significant outages or a high impact event here for us, but there will at least be a few pockets of scattered outages through the state. And here's a look at that wind advisory from the National Weather Service. They also mentioned in the advisory, if you're driving a high profile vehicle, like maybe a truck, it can be kind of hard to drive. You kind of gotta grip the steering wheel a little tighter. Here are those gusts, close to 45 for Windsor Locks, 24 miles an hour right now in Chester, so not nearly as bad. And these winds may actually come up a little bit as we head through the morning tomorrow, becoming even more widespread, 45, 50, and then they'll start to come down again as we head towards and after this time tomorrow night. Right now, temperatures are in the 30s to right around 40 degrees. It will be a colder night ahead and a cooler day tomorrow. Overnight lows right around 30 degrees. It will likely feel like the teens, though, when you factor in the wind as we head towards daybreak tomorrow. The good news is we do see a lot of sunshine out there. We're going to talk about the cool start to the weekend, but much warmer temperatures heading into next week coming up.
Thank you, Rachel. I'll take the sunshine. Well, Congressman John Larson warns cuts on Capitol Hill could impact Medicaid recipients. Governor Lamont and other local leaders joined the discussion in Hartford this afternoon. They're concerned about what would happen if Congress follows through with cuts to funds meant for Medicaid.
The nation is under assault. And that's why we have to bring this to the public's attention. And everybody needs to get on the phone and call. The media has never been more important to our nation than now.
Medicaid helps low-income families have access to health care. Thousands of people in Connecticut are signed up for it.
Well, the Trump administration says it plans to cut more than 80,000 Veterans Affairs jobs. In response, Democrats on the Senate and House Veterans Affairs Committee joined stakeholders to discuss the impact of the plan. Veterans make up more than 25% of the VA's workforce. The VA's chief of staff said that it had an objective to cut enough employees to return to 2019 staffing levels of just under 400,000. VA staffing expanded during the Biden administration. Well, Pope Francis is thanking people for their prayers while he recovers in a hospital room from pneumonia. It was his first public comment since he was admitted to the hospital 3 weeks ago. The faithful who were gathered at St. Peter's Square for the nightly rosary prayer heard his message. Well, a multi-million-dollar infrastructure project aims to enhance hundreds of bus stops across the state. Nearly 200 bus stops alone within the city of Hartford could be eligible for the program. Valerie Moravi has the story.
Well, the $20 million project is part of a 4-year bus stop enhancement program by the Connecticut Department of Transportation, and is looking to install 155 new bus shelters while improving safety. And some of those stops could come right here to Hartford's North End.
That's a really, really good thing.
Thursday night in the North End of Hartford was all about the buses. The federal and state fund project is currently working on improving the state's very busy city transit bus system.
Should be expected. Yeah, it's a bus stop. You should be able to be there in all the elements. You know, it's Hartford, plenty of money here, so.
Well, the bus stop enhancement program aims to improve the transit experience. Assistant Transit Administrator Graham Curtis says it is vital to meet the needs of the community.
We think it's worth investing in our riders and the amenities, and makes people feel good about riding the bus.
It'll protect them from the rain, the snow, the wind, and they'll have a seat. Especially if you're elderly or you have children, it'll be a very good thing.
In addition to adding new bus shelters, other upgrades will include lighting, bike racks, benches, and more, all at no cost to cities and towns.
It's nice to have new things, but it's also good to take care of the things that we already have.
Phase 1 of 4 currently has its pilot project in the works in the Blue Hills community.
Improved lighting, correct ADA ramps and things like that. So it's not just this program, it's the entire commitment to public safety.
The Hartford North Building Our Future Together event also featured other upcoming projects such as the improvement of parks, trails, and streetscapes.
Now, Curtis also said residents could expect to see some of those completed bus shelters before the end of the year. In Hartford, Valerie Moravi, Fox 61.